And I want to begin, Mama G, with the fact that, of course, Nollywood is very popular here in Kenya. Nigerian film, very, very big here in Kenya. What has made the Nigerian film industry so successful, in your opinion?
Hard work, perseverance, and you know, determination. Because we started from nothing. We were just doing the little things after retrenchment from work and all that. There was nothing else to do. So people tried to venture into the things they were doing in their offices, like those who were working on NTA and other stations where they were retrenched. They had to borrow, do one or two things, shoot these movies, and without anything. Sometimes we were not even paying each other until people started looking our way, and then the payments started coming gradually until we got to where we are now. And if you watch our movies, you really know that we grew from grass to grace. We started from nothing, and gradually we didn't just jump into it. We worked ourselves into whatever we are today through sheer hard work.
Sheer hard work. And how long has this journey been? Because you talk about this, you know, coming from a lot of hard work, but how long would you say this journey has taken to get Nigeria where it's gotten? Would you give it a span of 5 years, 10 years?
20 years. 20 years now. Okay. We celebrated our 20th anniversary, and within that 20 years, there were years of just trickle achievement before the big ones started coming now, and the worldwide recognition, as you call it.
Right.
Yeah. But
and as one of the top actresses in Nigeria, Patience, what have you observed in terms of mistakes that have been made in Nollywood that perhaps the rest of Africa, particularly in terms of film, can learn from?
Well, there were so many mistakes. We didn't have good equipment. We didn't have any orientation, and except those who were like on radio or television who had little ideas. Some of us didn't even read theater arts. But we came into it. It was a trial and error something, and we paid dearly for our mistakes. And the mistakes came because you do a movie with the little money you have, and the pictures won't come out fine. There was so much noise because there was no regular power supply. And the only way to survive was to rent a generator, a standby generator, and then you carry it along. Wherever we are shooting, you keep it at a distance, and the noise still infiltrates because you may not have enough money to buy long cable that will bring, put it far, and then you may put the generator close to somebody else's house, and the person will say, please, I want to rest, put up the generator, and things like that. So these were the problems we encountered that have recently died down because of more modernization and new equipment coming in, and government getting involved, and individuals getting involved and taking their money for it.
Okay. And in an industry that is saturated, of course, with so many actresses and so many actors, and of course the level of aggression in Nigeria is on another level, how have you managed and promoted your brand? You're a celebrated actress the world over, and I suppose the question here is just staying at the top of your game and keeping at it and actually standing apart from the crowd.
Well, diligence and carving a niche for yourself. You wouldn't even know when you're doing it because it comes from inside, and then people like you for what you give, and they stick to you. And then that helped me to build my I had the opportunity of going to the village, staying with people in the village for a long time. In fact, right now I live in the village, countryside, and then I have the experience of city life, I have the experience of school life. So when it comes to that, and by God's grace, being elastic, I'm able to contend with all those things, and that's what is needed in the industry, being able to play any role that is given to you. You know, some people are just static. If you don't give them to play the role of a rich man, they can't go down. So being able to change from one thing to the other was what helped me.
And what comes out very prominently about you, Mama G, is the fact that you play the role of a wicked woman so well, and yet Africa celebrates you, Africa loves you. Ordinarily, you'd expect people to be like, this Mama G, no, I'm not too sure about her, but people celebrate that about you.
It's amazing. That has endeared me to Africa. In fact, I love Africa to die. I can die for any country in Africa, because the way they accepted me is amazing. In those days when people were not exposed, people who play such terrible roles get it hot from the streets. They throw things at you, packs of water, tomatoes, anything that could just mess you up. But in my own case, they just understood that I'm acting. And then if you ask people who grew up with me, they'll tell you they never knew I could do such a thing. But it just comes from the inside, and you do it. Because I have something at the back of my mind. I am determined to expose the ills in the society. There are things that women do inside the house that people don't know. Some children are even scared to say, this is what we suffer as house helps, this from their mother-in-law and things like that. So I told myself, whatever it is, I'm going to expose it. Unless I don't hear the story, I will expose it. That has helped me to really give my life to it. It's like preaching to the world that this thing is bad.
So, of course, you're nothing like that in real life.
I'm directly opposite what I play. I said, people who grew up with me, my schoolmates, they would tell you that they never knew I could do a thing like that. I cry when I see people cry. I'm so emotional. But when it comes to acting, I don't even remember that anything is by my side.
So can I push the button a little bit and ask you to go into character and let's play a scene. Let's sort of enact a scene where you're this wicked mother-in-law who just cannot stand me, and I'm your daughter-in-law.
Please don't go with this.
Can we try that?
Well, it's my job. I can do it anytime.
I know you can do it at the spur of the moment.
What are you still doing in my son's house? What are you still doing? People get married so that they can give their husbands children. If I didn't give birth to my son, how will you get a husband?
Mommy.
Mommy what? Don't mommy. Don't you know your mother? Don't you ever dare call me your mother. Stupid woman. Are you a man? Oh, you're a woman.
Mommy, you're scared.
Do what other women do. Do it.
You are so good. I am scared. I'm terrified. I'm about to run out of here.
You don't need to.
You're very, very good at and you can just switch into character just like that.
Because I am very sensitive. When I stay with you for 1 week, I just learn your character. It's natural with me. I just learn who you are, the way you talk, the way you move, and it just helps me.
Right. Good one. Wow, that was fun. So what in your view, Mama G, is good content, and is the African story being told in the proper way? When you look across, Nollywood, and even when you watch other West African and East African and just generally film across Africa, is the African story being told in the proper way?
We have started somewhere. We are telling, is the one that is very difficult to tell is the ones that happened in the past, handed over to us by our parents who couldn't write. So those ones we are trying to pick up, to document them through acting. And if you watch some of our epic movies, they are true life stories. First of all, so some of them were even when the whites came, what happened, how were they welcomed, and we have tried to play those ones. They are on tape, they are on record. And then this is a way of going back to history and then trying to tell what is happening today and what we think the future is like. Acting is wonderful. It's a very good way of keeping record of time.
And what are your thoughts on the fact that critics argue that the African film industry has been westernized, from the content to the dressing to the nudity? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we have done one or two things in Africa that is not proper. Like I was watching one of our movies this morning, and I didn't like the costume. Incidentally, one producer called me from Nigeria, and I screamed. I said, can you switch on your TV and watch the movie that is on there? It was a royalty movie, and you see them dressing like Indians. I said, can the Indians ever try to dress like us? How can you people allow this kind of a thing? And he said, I was struggling on set. I quarreled with them. I said, no, I'm not going to wear this costume. You get, because sometimes I even go to my house and bring costumes for a particular kind of dress movie. You understand? So we really need to. That's why Nigerian government presently is they are just helping us out with finance, sending us to school, bringing even New York Academy to Nigeria to lecture people on all this, and then opening up some private, some government schools, film schools, where people, not just the university, can go through such trainings, because most of them learn on location, and then the only way to beef them up is to send them out, mingle with other producers and actors and cameramen to learn all this in lighting. And if you watch, our lightings are different now. Our pictures are better than when we started.
Okay, and you touched on the role of government, and just perhaps going back to the fact that artists a lot of times, I suppose in Africa, let me talk about Africa, feel that the government is not as involved as it should be in supporting theatre and in supporting arts. And you've touched on the fact that the Nigerian government has been active in the fact that it's started playing a role.
Very, very active.
What do you think governments across Africa what role should they play in as far as film is concerned?
Yeah. Let me start from the people that even invited me. The Afritech. They are doing something that is wonderful. A lot of things that these people have been exposed to since I came are things that some people who went to the university to read theatre arts have not been able to experience. But if you watch what we did today in the classroom, it's very, very good. It has exposed a lot of things to them. Government should really look the way of entertainment, because it is a very fast way of employing the youth. Even some people who have retired from civil service, they fit in naturally as elders, natural elders. You don't need to make them up sometimes to play the role of elders. Yeah. So, and you know, when somebody is busy, you can think less of evil. So these people are being kept busy with what we are doing, and they're earning more money than when they were even in the civil service. So that's the reason the government should look our way, help to train people who are interested, and then make a way for them, give them grants to shoot movies. When we had the seminar yesterday, people spoke that they needed content. It's like
they say that content is lacking.
Yeah, they want so much, and then we are not giving anything. You know, so if all the African countries, like Kenya is sitting up now, it's very, very good. They should encourage people like Afritech to keep doing what they are doing in any way, even letting them have, because they have now taken upon themselves to train artists, not just in acting.
Yes.
Because if you talk about acting, so many things are involved. You have the DOPs, you have the makeup artists, you have the... So many people are employed at the same time. And then to put food on the table of some of them, without a government taking the pains of employing them, it's wonderful. So that's the reason government should look our way and then help us. Like Nigeria has taken it up now. They are really helping our artists.
And let's get a little bit personal with you, Patience. Tell us a little bit about your family life and how you juggle that with career.
Well, luckily, I started having children early. I was actually having children and going to school. So my children are all grown. By now that I am so busy, they are all grown. They all have their families now. They are like my brothers and my sisters. So the only time they need me so much is like when they have babies. I'll take out 2 weeks, 1 month, go stay with them and rest too.
How many children, how many grandchildren?
I have 4 biological children and 4 adopted children. But my adopted children is only one that is married now. So I have how many grandchildren?
Oh, so you're a grandmother. So they are.
I'm a multiple grandmother.
Wow, that is beautiful. And just the fact that you're able to balance your busy schedule and being a
yes,
mother.
Thank God for GSM. Social media, we can always talk on Facebook and all that, call on phone and tell them when I'm coming, and they're excited, they wait for me there, you know. I can't stay with all of them at the same time. And then like during Christmas, we all come together again. Yes, cut off every business and come home, stay with them. And for the little ones that I adopted, I have employed nannies that are taking care of them, and I'm always on phone with them on daily basis. And then to think that I also live in the countryside where everybody's business is everybody's business. Yes. So relations are always there, checking on them, knowing how they are doing and things like that. So information comes from different areas, not just one, so that if anything is being hidden, another person will reveal it. If there's a reason for you to rush home, you do that immediately.
And I want to ask where you draw your inspiration from, Patience, how you keep at it, and of course in the midst of all this limelight and all the attention and everybody screaming your name at the airport and everywhere you go, to a restaurant, all eyes turn, how you remain grounded at the end of the day.
The word of God has really grounded me. The word of God from time has tamed me, that nothing gets into my head. All I do is to appreciate my fans, because they are really the ones that make me do what I'm doing. If they don't appreciate me, I won't keep doing it. I would have just ended up. But because they keep appreciating me, my mind is to keep making them happy and increase the number of my fans. So God has been my inspiration.
At what point then is a star born? At what point do you feel that I am a star and I have arrived? I mean, you have received numerous awards. By now, you should just be sitting and filing your nails and saying, I've done it.
No, I haven't even started. I don't think, if you ask me my best movie, I said I have not done my best.
I was actually just going to ask you that.
I'm telling you, I have not started. I have not even seen the best script. I'm still waiting. And once there is life, there's always hope.
Right, and looking at the numbers that turned up during the seminar and your talks at the KICC this week, of course you can see that there's hunger for mentorship, and a lot of talent out there really is just looking for answers. So what is your advice to upcoming talent? They're turned down a lot. They go for auditions, they don't get the roles. The opportunities are not there.
Let them keep trying. I told them, keep trying. You don't just come today and become a star today. The problem is that some of them have it at the back of their mind from the house that they already stars, because they nurture the idea that they want to be get into movies. They already think they are stars. No, you have to really work hard. You're not even a star until your viewers tell you are a star. Until you tell me who I am, I wouldn't even know. So it doesn't have to get into their head. Even when they have become the star, you still keep it, because you may lose it. Sometimes to be a star is not even the problem, but maintenance of stardom is the problem. And that one takes people away from what they would have been, because they would have been better. That's why I like the title Afritech gave to them, good to great. So if you are good today, you have not achieved anything. If people like me can say, well, I have not achieved anything, it means that the road is still too far. If I have not gotten there, then you that is just coming, you have not even started. Just keeping their head high and then being obedient, maintaining good relationship with good working relationship with your director, your producer, and the executive producers. I don't mean messing around with them, but keeping good working relationship with them. And then the ability to be under somebody is what matters. Some people feel too big because of maybe their family background. Maybe they come from rich family, maybe they've not suffered in life, or they think they did so well in the university, they read theater, and they come with that. They don't go far, because what you learn in the classroom is different from the commercial acting that we do. Yes.
And I suppose these are principles that apply in all areas of life, be it in employment, be in the way you relate to people. But Mamaji, are we soon to see a Kenyan-Niger collabo? We've seen, collabos with some of our Kenyan music artists like Jaguar and Davido, but when you look at film and just where we're going, are we likely to see Mamaji in a Kenyan film soon? Are we likely to see a Kenyan actress doing big out there?
That's what we're working on. That's why I'm here. We already started talking on that.
Okay.
Collab. After all, I am the best actress collab, African collab. So it's my duty to collaborate with other people from other parts of Africa. If Kenya is ready, what matters is good story, because at this level I can't do any kind of story. Good story, and then this sponsorship. Once we are able to work things out, I'll come back to Kenya. We have good locations here.
Yes.
We have wonderful locations, beautiful, natural locations. All the same, we also encourage the government to look their way and then start early so they won't make the mistake. Up till now, we are still struggling to get a film village. So if they start with a film village, at least it will be one big problem off their shoulder. Because we go to people's houses to shoot, and I'm telling you, we stress people a lot. Because if we come to your house to shoot, and your house is the major location, we might stay there for 7 days shooting. And then you don't talk when you want to talk, you don't pound when you want to pound, you don't close the door, you don't answer calls, you just hold you.
Right, yeah.
So, but if we have film village, shooting will be better.
And Mamaji has stuck. So as we begin to wind up this conversation, Mamaji, tell us why it has stuck. Where was Mamaji born? Why has the name Mamaji stuck?
Okay, I was born in Enugu, in Nigeria, Enugu State. The name Mamaji actually came from a movie I shot, Old School, where my name was Geraldine. I was calling myself Mama G. My customers now started calling me Mama G. Then I'll tell them G for general to make them happy. General in London, general in there, general in all the special joints around, because I was just drinking around, making merry. So that's where I got the name.
Okay. All right. And I just want to read out some of the comments from your fans. Patience is an original actor whose films are a real inspiration. Keep it up, Mama G. This is Vanessa from Don Home. Let me read two more. Mama G, you are an absolute inspiration. Can she speak Swahili? Yes, she said asante earlier. And of course, a lot of love coming your way, Mama G. We appreciate you here in Kenya. Of course, on Twitter, the hashtag is #1on1. Mama G, talk to your fans. Your parting shot before I beg your forgiveness as your daughter-in-law, because I have offended you. But talk to your fans as we close, and then just in line with mentorship and in line with what it takes to get to the top, because you're humble, you're saying you're not there yet, but we celebrate you and we know that you're a star. So talk to us and just encourage somebody out there.
I just want to thank you first for appreciating me. God will bless you. And I wouldn't say don't be like me, but don't play like me. Play like yourself. Be yourself. Work hard. Be obedient. Humble yourself. Even the Bible says, if you humble yourself, God will lift you up. It is God's lifting that will take you to higher heights. The sky is not even your limit, but your starting point. I want to tell you that if you are humble, if you want to be in the movie, I encourage you, come out. Gone are the days when we hide. Women hide, they can't come out and do things. The men cannot play our role. We still have to come and play our roles. And any role they give you, don't tag it as a small role. Start from somewhere and then give the best you can on that role. If you are even to play a nurse, go and ask nurses how they behave, and then go to the hospital, sit down and see how the nurses do their things. If you are going to be a lawyer, you can go to the court and sit down and watch things. Be sensitive. Learn people's character as you go. Don't just look on everybody's head and go, no. Learn people's character and assimilate it. When such things come your way, you won't even know when you start giving it out.
Well said, well said. And you are such an inspiration. You're such a blessing to so many women out there, and indeed all the young actors and actresses that are upcoming. We celebrate you here in Kenya and indeed the world over. We're closing this interview. The hashtag is #1on1. And again, Mama G, you're going to be in character. Mommy, have you forgiven me?
Yeah, until I see what I'm looking for.
But mommy, I work hard. I make lunch for your son. His meals are
My son is not going to die of food. Don't stuff his mouth with food. Stuff his house with children. That's what I'm asking you. That's why we married you.
You've heard it from the queen herself. I am speechless. I am speechless. It's been great. The hashtag is one-on-one. She's the queen herself, the queen of Nollywood, Mamaji, Patience Ozokwor, right here in our studios at Citizen TV Kenya. Hashtag is one-on-one. Thank you so much for your time. We'll be right back with all the day's news.
Of the moment.